Dallas. New York Times reporting the Liberian national helped a pregnant woman with that disease when she got turned away from a hospital in Liberia. We're working also to confirm some new concerns about who may have been exposed. Reuters reporting that Duncan threw up outside a Dallas apartment complex as he was being loaded into an ambulance. Tonight, the county health department says they don't know anything about that. 5 Dallas schools, though, were scrubbed down today. A handful of students also taken out of school after confirming contact with that patient. Jennifer Lindgren, live for us in the area tonight. She talked to some who are worried about their classmates. Jen?
Well, Doug, for perspective, the Ivy Apartments are just half a mile down the road from Low Elementary School. This is one of the 5 schools attended by children who had contact with the patient. Tonight, neighbors who know Duncan's family are hoping no one else gets sick.
He was close to us, he was like our best friend.
George Catalan and his friends wonder and worry about 2 of their classmates missing today. One taken out of 3rd period at Tasby Middle School, another from Conrad High.
She didn't show up at our school today.
Here in Vickery Meadows, they often played with the children who lived in the apartment unit health officials are now monitoring.
They're nice people.
The 5 kids are out of school mainly to calm fears. More nurses will be on hand at the campuses, and today, crews in hazmat suits disinfected Low Elementary. But at the Ivy Apartments, just down the street,
I have not seen anybody from any health officials.
Neighbors like Jay Ali say not all the residents know what's going on and didn't get the message that it is highly unlikely the virus has spread.
I'm not really familiar how you can get affected by the Ebola, so I guess they just need to take them to the hospital.
An employee from Dallas County Health and Human Services will check on the children daily for any signs of symptoms, but it could be 3 weeks until they're back in school.
They're trying to keep them away from school.
Now, Presbyterian Hospital, as you can see, is just walking distance from this apartment, but an ambulance transported Duncan to the hospital on Sunday. Neighbors we spoke with today tell us they haven't seen him since then. Reporting live in Dallas, Jennifer Lindgren, CBS 11 News.
Jennifer, thanks. When we talk about that ambulance, that brings us to some new information about one of the first responders who picked up the infected patient in that ambulance, which is the one you see here. We are told tonight that she is upbeat. She is not, in fact, worried about her health. That is according to the Dean of Health Occupations at El Centro College. The woman I talk about is an EMS student and an employee of the Dallas Fire Rescue Team who was training as a paramedic. She and the 2 other veteran first responders on board have tested negative for Ebola, but they're isolated tonight in their homes and they are being monitored.
There are no perfect responses, but thus far, the CDC is describing this as a textbook response.
It's Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins today on Presbyterian's handling of the situation, but CBS News reports tonight the CDC has some real concerns about the hospital's apparent fumbling of protocol. Thomas Duncan came to the hospital on the 26th, as we know, fever and abdominal pains. A nurse using a checklist asked him if he'd traveled to Africa. He answered yes, but he was sent home, potentially exposing others to the virus. The hospital says the information about Duncan's travel was not communicated throughout the entire medical team. As for travel, the CDC is pretty confident that the system for screening travelers for illness is working, but new tonight we have learned the agency has sent a team to the airport in Monrovia, Liberia, just to make sure. That is where Duncan flew out of. That CDC team is looking to see if anything was missed, and so far it appears that all went as normal.
This is not a failure of the screening system. It's a reality of the epidemic that we find ourselves in.
We also tonight can now show how far Ebola traveled and how it got here. Duncan left Monrovia September 19th, headed to Brussels, Belgium. Then he switched to United Airlines, flew to Washington, D.C.'s Dulles Airport, then on Flight 822 on to DFW Airport. Health officials continue to say that there is zero risk for anyone who is on those flights as far as catching the virus. But there is an Arlington man tonight who says that he has 7 reasons to be afraid of